Welcome, guys, to another edition, episode number 2 of Al's Bitching Corner. Firstly, I need to apologise for last week. It was more of an Al's whining corner. I was in a situation where I couldn't really flex my vocal muscles and get to the nitty gritty and be passionate about the things that I got to talk about. And also, this was meant to be a fortnightly show, but I'm having a difficult week, and I'm thinking, do you know what? I'm going to find a lot to talk about in my weekly life, so why not, eh? I'm going to call it episode 2, because I don't want to call it week 2, because then I'll feel like I have to do one every week. This would be it whenever I feel like venting, and fuck me, I've had a difficult week this week, and I need to get shit off my chest. People that know me personally will know that I've just moved house, a beautiful new house, which me and my wife both love. But unfortunately, we've moved next door to a bit of a party animal who has been raving until early hours in the morning, keeping us awake. I've had my wife hysterical and annoyed while I've been at work, texting me upset about what's been going on, and it's been quite stressful. I don't want to go too much on about it, but that is nothing, okay? I'm not going to make that asshole a part of my show. But what has been happening this week hasn't helped, okay? So I'm going to start off with today, alright? Today has made me want to do this show now and not wait another week. Okay, so I decided to take my little boy out for a couple of hours to a play barn, soft play area, whatever you want to call it, where you take your kids. There's always the slides and ball pits and things, which is great. The ball pit I actually went to, play area, is brilliant. I'm not going to name it because there's nothing to shame, to be honest. It's a beautiful place. I really like it. But there are a few things I notice every time I go to these places, and it's basically people's behaviour, okay? I've decided to start calling these things the Thunderdomes or Death Pits or whatever, because they are atrocious. Watching how people behave has got me in a rage, okay? People seem to think they can come to these places and just ignore their children and let them do what the fuck they like, and that's not what this is, alright? They also think they can stick their nose in their phones and completely ignore whatever. I saw a kid tugging at his mom's arm, come play with me, and she was just swatting the kid away, like, while she was scrolling on her fucking phone. It got me in a rage. And to be honest, I wrote a summary for this show whilst my little boy was in the play barn, but I still played about 18 rounds of hide and seek. I ran around chasing after him, patting kids out the way as I was running by. But yeah, also, look, if you're going to take your child to a play barn, be sure that you don't smell like you've just smoked half a bag of weed. Like, you know, it doesn't smell good. I mean, I know a lot of people that smoke weed. I don't condone it, but I don't judge either. But in a play barn, it doesn't really look good. It's not very attractive. So make sure you don't smell like you've just fucking had a bong in the car before you got out. I witnessed this situation. It was barbaric. There was this really small but sturdy looking kid. He walks up to this kid that was twice his height, and he slapped him straight across the face. The bigger kid is still a kid. He ended up crying, running down, telling his parent. His parent didn't know what was going on, and I didn't want to be a snitch and be like, "Wow, yeah, that kid did this and whatever." So it went on by, and then this same kid went up to another kid and mauled him too, and another kid ran out crying. And surprise, surprise, this is the same kid that had been tugging on his mom's arm to get attention. She didn't even realise what had happened. So, surprise, surprise, it really annoyed me. And you know what, like, all I could see was, like, kids walking around crying for mama or daddy, not getting any satisfaction, no success in looking for the parents. It reminded me of that scene, actually, out of Saving Private Ryan, where you got that guy walking around looking for his arm, and he finally finds it and looks really miserable. And there's also scenes of like kids coming down the slide with so much philosophy, so much velocity that they hit the net side wall and end up looking like fucking Spider-Man, you know. Do you know what? Like, these places are good. I mean, I like to take my boy. I like to have fun with him too, you know. I like running around like an idiot with my kids. One place I can go and jump down a slide without feeling any guilt, you know. Jump in a ball pool or whatever. But I think we should be able to vent some anger as well at kids that are just generally a dick, you know. And my idea is to give, as you come in, give every parent, not the children, every parent a Nerf gun. And if you see a kid that's misbehaving, acting like a bell end, just shoot him straight between the eyes. It's not going to hurt him, but he's going to know that you think he's a dick. And if he's got a problem with that, you can go to his mama or dada and they can come up to you and say, why did you shoot my kid? And you can shoot them too. And they can shoot you back, and you can just have an all-out war. Yeah, it's also an icebreaker, a good icebreaker, a good way of going up to some kid's parent and telling them that their kid's a dick, and they should do something with them. So yeah, issuing parents with Nerf guns as they enter the play pit, perfect. Okay, and I'm going to move on to number 2. My second subject is, as I was writing about this, because with these I always write a little bit of a summary just so I can like remember what I was gonna rant about, and I was writing what was I writing? Al's Bitching Corner, episode 2, EP.2. Okay, that's the title of my summary. Now, first of all, I was typing, and my phone changed the word bitching into B-itching, like I have it on YouTube, how I like it. And I was thinking, yes, my phone's finally learning how to be me. It's finally getting to grips with me. And then I went on to EP.2. I wrote EP dot space, and it changed it to so, the word so. So I was like, okay, fine, delete. And I typed EP dot space again, and it changed it to so again. And I was thinking, you fucking bitch. So I had to go back and write it all over again, and I got it to stick eventually. My phone is like a persistent motherfucker, I'm telling you. I can do it 3 times, you know. And even as I was typing this out, I wrote the word trying, right? Trying, and the autocorrect changed it to literally try, capital I, space G. What the fuck? Okay, so I got to thinking, right? Why would it change the word trying to something abnormal, something strange? And I come up with an idea, okay? I've got a feeling it's a conspiracy by Samsung or anybody else at Android, okay? Let's call it Android. And my conspiracy is that this is a way of making the crazy crazy. Okay, hear me out. Now, I believe that this is some sort of Hunger Games style game in which it is literally survival of the mentally fittest, because in my younger days, when I was a bit of a hothead, I mean, I can be at times now, but back in the day when puberty was fucking with my head and I was hot-headed, tempered, throwing things around and all that shit, I'd have probably bounced my phone off the floor after a bit of this. And I think the same goes for some adults now. So if you're trying to angrily text your girlfriend that she needs to stop speaking to you like this, or you're pissed off with someone because, I don't know, and it keeps changing the words, you're gonna lose it, aren't you? And eventually your mind's gonna snap, and you're gonna end up going to Arkham Asylum, and you're gonna end up turning into a fucking moron. Yeah, so this is the conspiracy theory, okay? The absent-minded hooligans inside us are just gonna eventually explode, come out, and everyone's gonna start killing each other like Kingsman. So this is what I think. Okay, this is my conspiracy theory. So autocorrect, you're a bitch, and sort your life out, please. I'll sort mine out. Either way. Okay, so them two sort of fell into each other, but it got me thinking, what else has been annoying me? And recently I saw a Facebook video. It was a video on Facebook. I'll try and find it, and I will try and get it on the Thors-Kin Facebook page. And it's basically a clip of it's in a park in the UK. I think I might have talked about it actually with Jimmy on the show. I know I've had a conversation about it anyway, but it was basically a group of kids mouthing at these police officers in a park. They're trying to tell them to move on, and they're being persistent, mouthy, privileged yobs. And eventually the police decide they're going to move the group on, and one copper grabs a kid, which led to all the other kids surrounding the policemen. They're kicking the police. The police are ragging them about. They got a girl on the floor. She's screaming, "Get off me, I haven't done nothing," even though she just kicked a police officer. They're all crying and screaming, "You can't do this, you pigs," and they're being really disrespectful. And I mean, I've seen a few videos like this, but this one made me think, wow, this is the next generation. And it got me thinking, like, why? I mean, look, I've heard a lot of like things, police are pigs, and they're this, that, and the other, and that they can fucking. I've seen it all. But I work with the youth. I'm not going to talk about my job too much, but I work around it and I see it a lot. And listen, if you hate, berate, and slander the fuck out of the police to people, or even worse, your kids, you are a cunt, right? Now look, you may personally have had a bad experience with the law, maybe because you've been daft enough to be on the wrong side of it, and, you know, you've been fucked by the long dick of the law, as Seth Rogen says. This, however, was a lesson to you, brought by the judicial system that every fucking person on this planet has to live by. Not just you, everyone. You're not hard done to. The police aren't bad people in the UK. I can't speak for America. And it is not wise to teach your offspawn to disrespect the police. And I'll tell you why, alright? If your child is ever in trouble, or about to get hurt, or has witnessed something bad, or is going through abuse, or something like that, because of your lessons in life, they are not going to go to the police. They're not going to think of them as a first point of call, because you've brought them up to think that they're scumbags and they're not going to help them. Wrong. Okay? Now look, I mean, you're technically, you're putting your kid in harm's way by doing something like that, so chill the fuck out, man. Have some respect and a bit of trust. And also, your child isn't going to grow up thinking that rules are rules. All right, they're going to grow up with a privilege or victim-like approach to being reprimanded. You know, and I'm not just talking about the police. I'm talking about in schools. I'm talking about around older people they should be respecting. They're not gonna, if they do something wrong, they're not gonna be going away with the mentality, now look, I've done something wrong, I learned from this, and I'm not going to do it again. Instead, they're going to be like, fuck you, I've done nothing wrong, but I'm going to record this on my phone, and then I'm going to get myself arrested, and then I'm going to whinge when they throw me on the ground, they cuff me, and they bruise my wrists. Like, that's what we're seeing a lot of, you know? Winding the police up, poking them with a stick, and then getting whinged and moaned when they get arrested and when they get a bit rough. Like, I've seen the police. I've worked with the police for years, and I've seen so much shit. Like young people doing that sort of thing, and then whinging and moaning because they've been laid the smackdown. And you know, teach your kids to be respectful, especially to police. I mean, be respectful anyway. I mean, I teach my little boy to have manners and stuff like that, and hopefully he doesn't turn out to be a dick. I hope not. I mean, I know I am. So yeah, that was number 3. Respect the law, bitch. Alright, now number 4. Right, I've just come back from the play pit. My little boy's asleep, and I was just watching a little bit of telly, and then I saw a trailer for the new season of Gotham. I hadn't seen this trailer yet, but in the trailer, they had a young Bruce Wayne walking around with what looked like hockey pads or whatever that shit suit is. It looked like corrugated cardboard to me, spray painted black, and some mask that resembles Batman's cowl. What the fuck is this shit? Look, this is bullshit, right? He's standing there training with Selena Kyle, who everyone knows goes on to become Catwoman. Bullshit! Now look, I know people love this show. It's a show based on Gotham, you know, Batman's popular, and I get it, right? But, and by all laws of nature, I should like it too, but no fucking way am I having Jim Gordon being pals with a young Bruce Wayne getting hard over Catwoman at 14 years old. I'm not having some Joker wannabe prancing around before Batman exists. No, fucking no. Now listen, I gave this show a chance years ago. A good friend of mine who I used to work with, Sam. Hi, Sam. Me and him, we had the same likes and interests, and on our breaks we talk about comic books and what's about, and I used to love having breaks with this guy. And he sat me down because I was whinging about Gotham. I was saying, I'm not into this shit, man. It's before Batman. It ain't my thing, bruv. And he would be like, well, look, don't look at it as a Batman program. Look at it as a Gotham program about the Gotham PD and about Commissioner Gordon. And I bought that, and I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's a really good way of looking at it. And I watched it. I watched season 1. And you know what? I put it with Commissioner Gordon knowing Bruce and Alfred. I put it with Fish Mooney and a wooden as fuck sour acting like, what the fuck was that all about? She was annoying. I put it with Penguin being both lanky and skinny. Well, I mean, actually, that's not fair, because the guy that plays Penguin he's a great actor, actually. I really like him, but I just don't like that portrayal of Penguin at all. I even put it with... sorry, I burped then. I don't know if you heard that. I even put it with Ivy knowing Selena from a young age. You know, that didn't make sense to me either. But what I did not put up with was this Joker character almost exist. Like, just like Joker almost existed. I don't know what the fuck they're doing there. What the fuck? I mean, look, this guy's acting is phenomenal. Okay, he's spellbinding. His name is Cameron Monaghan, or Monaghan, makes sense to me. And he plays a character called Jerome Valeska. I mean, you probably watch the show. You're probably thinking, what the fuck are you going on about? Well, I know this shit, right? And I watched a scene with him sat in a police room being interviewed, and he just broke out with this fucking psychotic laughter. Like, there's like tears in his eyes and his mouth's open as he's cackling. I was blown away. I was nearly emotional. I was thinking, this is fucking mint. But then I got to thinking, like, what? Batman creates the Joker, surely. He pushes him into a vat of acid, and he has that really bad day. We've all seen The Killing Joke, and that's what creates a Joker. So what the fuck are they playing at in this show? All right. And then I bowed out of the show, never to return. And like, I mean, this kid, he could be the perfect Joker for me. Like, I mean, I think if he was in a movie, he'd be better than Nicholson, Ledger, Leto, or Cesar Romero. Not Hamill though. No one's ever going to come close to Hamill for me. Mark Hamill is my Joker. That's the voice I hear when I read Batman. You know, that's what they say. Anyway, but yeah, if this is the Batman series that I have been wanting all my life, I mean, we've all grown up with the reruns of Batman '66, which is great for me, but that's not my vision of Batman. You know, I like the dark, the Dark Knight sort of Batman. Much respect for that series, though, you know. But that's not what I want. I want a Daredevil-esque fucking show that blows me away. I don't want this shit. I want him to do it properly. I mean, start off with Bruce Wayne coming back from the League of Assassins. Don't start like before. Do him coming back and then seeing people and explaining where he's been, like they've done in the movies. You know, let's do this shit properly, and let's all just not watch Gotham anymore, please. Because the more we watch, the more they make, and then they'll be like, oh, people like it, we're gonna make more, and this is gonna be Batman Forever, and not Batman Forever. You know what I mean? But yeah, so look, this has really annoyed me. I'm not gonna let it, dwell too much on it because there are more important things to be worried about, like the dickhead next door, things we're going through in life and what have you. But look, that's my episode, and I thought this would be a great idea to get all this shit off my chest. What are your thoughts? I've listened to a lot of the feedback I've had from last week's rant. Well, say rant, whine, more like. And I get that it's a slower pace to the show, and people buzz off the chemistry between me and Jimmy, my co-host. But I want this to be interactive. So if you've got some feedback, if you like to put your 2 pence against what I've said, then please, either in the comments in YouTube, on the Facebook channel. If you guys are personal and you know me, inbox me. I want to know your thoughts, and I know a lot of you will appreciate what I've said or probably disagree with it. So get back to me. Like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channels. We could use a lot of help because we want to improve how many listeners we have. So if you heard this and you've liked it, fucking share it, okay? Share the love, and I'll share the love back. So this has been great. Thanks for listening to me whinge, moan again. And this is me signing out. Thank you for listening. Maybe be back next week. I look forward to the Thors-Kin show Monday, hopefully, as well. Peace out, guys. Thanks for listening.